Deirdre is looking for a second date update with a guy named Anthony. Hi, Deirdre. How are you?
Hi. Not too bad.
I understand. It's like, life is good, except for this dating thing.
Exactly.
So take us from the beginning. How did you meet Anthony?
Okay, well, first of all, I have to say he's like the most wonderful guy. Like, so sweet. He's kind. He's awesome. And we had like just an amazing date and connected. And we talked for like, I don't even know how many hours. It was just this type of conversation where you just like don't even know how long it's been. We talked so much. We talked for hours.
Wow.
But we actually met on Match.
Wow, that's great, though.
I think so. I thought so.
Yeah. But okay, so you met on Match.
Yeah, about a month ago.
And then did you guys go out right away, or did you chat for a bit?
No, we messaged back and forth quite a bit, and we talked on the phone definitely a lot before I had him over, and we had dinner. So
You cooked?
No, I work at a pretty nice restaurant. I don't want to say where I work.
That's fine.
It's just because it's pretty, you'll know. Maybe I'll tell you off the air, but I work at a really nice restaurant, and I brought home food from there, so
Nice.
I didn't cook.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, he seemed to really love it because, I mean, like everybody does. It's really, really nice.
Okay.
Yeah. We just talked and talked, like I said before. Like, that's why I liked it so much. It was so easy to talk to him about just so many things. And he's funny, he's charming, and it just comes off like it's so sincere. And I've dated like a lot of guys in sales and marketing before, and just sometimes it feels like I'm actually just really being sold or it's fake. But
Right.
I didn't feel that with him. Like,
Is that
It
what he
feels like
does? Does he
sales.
work in sales and marketing?
yeah, he does, but it doesn't come off that way.
Okay.
And he's just like a total gentleman. Completely never made like one move. But he was still like sweet and affectionate. It wasn't like just because he was a total gentleman. He wasn't like uptight or anything. And he like held my hand and he put his arm around me. It was so nice, but nothing else happened.
And was it his ability to listen? Like, was it that you just really felt heard by this guy that did it for you? Or was there something about what you learned about him that turned you? Or I suppose it could have been a combination of all those things, but what stood out specifically?
I think you got it right the first time. I mean, I just felt like he was really listening. Like he was never on his phone. Like he was just affectionate without being like creepy or fake. And I just felt like I could talk to him about anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And very attentive, it sounds like.
Yes. I've never met a guy like this ever.
Fully engaged, focused on you.
Yes. But I haven't heard anything from him. He hugged me goodbye. Like, it was around 11 when the date ended, and nothing. Poof, like, gone. I don't know. I just hope he's okay, too, because it just doesn't seem like something he would do.
So when he left, you felt great about it. Like, there wasn't any moment where you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that, or I think I misstepped here.
Not once. I don't think so.
Did he try to sell you anything?
No.
Okay.
Never. No, I've dated a lot of marketing guys, and I can tell right away when they're doing that.
Yeah.
He never did. He didn't even talk about his job. He didn't really, didn't even talk about himself that much.
That's interesting.
That's a clever ploy, though, because now he's got you curious. Like, I'll bet you want to learn all about him now, right?
That's part of his marketing technique.
But that's
Yes.
also part of dating. You have to let her talk about her.
He wants to leave you wanting a little more.
Yeah.
Even wanting more. All right, Deirdre, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break here, which we got to do anyway. And when we come back, we will call Anthony, get his side of the story, see what he thought of you and his date with you.
Okay.
That's next as we continue with Second Date Update right here with Jeff and Jen, Cincinnati's Q102. All right, Deirdre met Anthony online, met him on Match, and wow, what a wonderful guy. Very sweet, great conversationalist. They had a lovely time at her house. She brought in dinner from where she works. She works at a very nice restaurant. And this guy gave her undivided attention, is a great listener. She didn't feel like he was trying to hustle her in any way. Didn't feel like there was any angle or any agenda, anything like that. And this is a man who made her feel comfortable enough that where she could talk about anything. With that said, she didn't learn an awful lot about him because he was doing most of the listening, but it was a pleasant conversation nevertheless. He left. There was a hug. Felt good right up until the very end. And she has not heard anything from him since. Not a peep.
That's all exactly correct. Yeah.
And so now we're going to call Anthony and see what information we can get out of him, and maybe get to know Anthony a little bit. We'll ask some questions of Anthony.
Okay.
See what he's willing to share, and hopefully get a second date out of this.
That's my hope for sure.
All right, ready to make the call?
I guess.
Let's rip that Band-Aid off. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hello?
Anthony.
Yeah?
Anthony, it's Jeff and Jenn at Q102. How you doing this morning?
I knew I shouldn't have picked up.
Wow, come on, man. We just want a few minutes. Promise we won't be mean. You know, we're nice people.
Oh, man, this is going to be rough.
Why?
You calling me about Deirdre?
Yes, sir. This is a second date update call. That is what we do. And she sounds lovely, man. I don't know what's up, but you really made an impression on her.
She is lovely, and she is so nice. I mean, like, there aren't enough O's, and so, like, she's so nice and so sweet. She's really just a sweet, deep feeling soul.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with her?
Well, I mean, she's a huge heart, but I feel like this is going to be rough.
We'll say it in a nice way.
Criticism sandwich.
Okay.
He already said the nice stuff. Now
Yeah.
get to the meat.
Okay.
No, it's not even that. It's just she's a crier, like beyond anything I've ever seen before. And I have 4 sisters, so I've seen a lot of crying, but not like this.
Oh.
And like, to be clear, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just too much for me. Like, for instance, she's got pictures of her family all over her house and her pets on the mantle. Mm-hmm. And she told me a story about each and every person in the picture and cried like a unique cry. Like the cry didn't change, but she was specifically crying about each story that she told me. And you know, when I told her I loved the dinner, because it was great. She works at this amazing restaurant. She brought us food. It was really good. But when I told her I loved the dinner, she cried. And then when she was telling me about her work, she cried. And, like, all I could do or think to do was, like, hold her hand or put my arm around her. But I'm sorry. Like, it's just too much. It's too much.
Are you okay? Are you there?
Yeah. I don't know. I just have a lot of feelings, and I feel them very deeply. I'm highly empathetic. I don't know what to say about this. I'm very in touch with my emotions.
You know, I actually know someone like Deirdre. We had dinner with her recently, and it doesn't matter what she's talking about. Like, it could be the work that she does, which she works in for a charitable organization, or she's talking about her girlfriends, you know, her squad. Mm-hmm. She gets very emotional. She's a deep-feeling woman, and I think it's a sort of release for her.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to say. Like, sure. Maybe the world needs people like me right now, and I'm just...
Yeah,
you know, that's what I keep telling people.
Totally.
I thought you really liked me.
I did. I do. Like, seriously. Like,
present tense.
You're very sweet. I'm not that in touch with my emotions, and it just feels so incredibly overwhelming for me to be around someone who is.
I will say, Deirdre, it is hard for some men, well, and I suppose women too, to be around that kind of emotion. Some people have a hard time handling that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Anthony.
But it's like also guys sometimes don't know what to do when girls cry.
Yep.
Because I'm not as emotional as you, but I'm pretty emotional. And things make me cry all the time. Happy things, sad things. When I talk about love, I cry. But it's also like my boyfriend doesn't always know what to do. He's just like, oh, like, are you going to go into a full blown thing or is this going to be like a minute?
Here's what you do, Scott. You say, thank you for telling me.
Thank you for telling me.
You never go wrong. Just
but
thank
it's
you for telling
weird
me.
when girls cry, guys. They don't know how to handle it sometimes.
And sometimes you want to hug and sometimes you don't.
Yes. Or you're just like, stop,
Don't touch me.
sorry, go.
Yeah.
Or I don't need you to fix it. I just want to cry.
But even beyond that, guys, like, and Deirdre's a lovely person. I want a life full of, like, laughter and happiness. And even if I knew what to do, I don't want to spend all of my time having to comfort someone who's crying. Deirdre, you're a very sweet girl. I'm sorry, this just isn't right for me.
I'm sorry, too. I don't want to feel insecure about this. It's just who I am.
Yeah, well, I don't think you have
I
any
don't want
reason
you
to
to
feel
be who you
insecure.
are.
No, I mean, Deirdre, you are also someone, I suspect, correct me if I'm wrong, who cries when they're happy, too, right?
Yeah.
Where no comfort is needed.
Like when you find out that somebody's having a baby.
Whatever the
you're-
emotion is.
Yeah.
Are we wrong about that?
No, that's me.
Yeah. And what do you need from people when you have an emotional moment? Do you need a hug? Do you need a certain kind of comfort? Or are you okay just letting that lie?
I thought the way he handled it was so great. That's why I'm confused. Like, it's not, I don't need it every time. It was nice. You know, just sometimes I just cry and I there's nothing to it. I'm just crying.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't know why I'm crying.
It
I'm
felt
just
like
crying.
he understood.
Would you be offended if whoever you're dating says to you or kind of pokes a little fun at you every time maybe you're crying at an episode of Teen Mom? And then
And they're like, here we
there
go
you go.
again with
I
the
love you no
water
matter
word.
what.
Yep.
My friends do that to me sometimes. So I'm used to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet your whole family's like that, isn't it? Usually it's hereditary.
You guys criers, yeah.
Yep.
Deirdre, you're probably the most emotionally well-adjusted person in this conversation. So I'm sorry, besides you, Fridge.
That makes me
I
feel-
take offense to that.
That's nice. I don't know if you guys are saying that to be nice.
No,
but
we mean it.
I
Seriously.
appreciate it.
And I'm sorry it didn't work out between you and Anthony. But Anthony, we do appreciate your honesty.
I appreciate you guys calling, and Deirdre, I really do wish you the best.
Thanks. You too.
Best of luck to you both. And Anthony, thanks for coming on Second Date Update.
Thank you, Anthony, for answering the phone.
Thank you.
Take it easy. So, if we can do a Second Date Update for you,
Quite simple. It's
Yeah.
an email. Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com.
all right, your chance of $1,000, the 1K